You know, I'd like us to talk more about that, the estimated, the consumer part of it. But before we get there, I'd also like us to go back a little, because you research a great deal in renewable energy and how it is that we can make use of that. You've also cited some of the challenges. Does it mean then that we really cannot depend on it? Or those who say or canvass that renewable energy is the way to go, especially for the sake of our environment and for the future, are they just living a pipe dream? Is it too utopian?
Well, the way we address it sometimes appears to be too utopian. But I can assure you that renewable energy is the way to go in some countries. For us, it is also the way to go, but with some inverted commas. The reason is that we haven't even gotten to the threshold. You know, yes, you could have renewable energy systems that power your house, for instance, and power, well, even this place, to some extent, you can. You know, but the fact of the matter is that we still need to power our industries. We still need to attract certain industries. And therefore, I feel we're overemphasizing. You know, we are like making the renewable energy look like it is the thing we really need to do. At individual level, yes. But I believe that apart from giving incentives, government should concentrate on giving us the power we need for powering our industries. So as young people
industries
can get
cannot, they cannot, for now, I don't know if that's the sense I'm getting, for now, within industries cannot depend on renewable energy, at least for us to jumpstart that particular area.
Well, it will be difficult, you know, because of the few challenges I've mentioned. You know, it's really difficult. If, for instance, an industry is dependent on a solar power plant that's giving 100 megawatts, and all of a sudden there's a cloud cover, and the power drops to zero, what happens? You know, there must be some other power that will take up that immediately. You know, and in the night, for instance, most industries actually operate in the night because that's when sometimes power is more reliable. So, you know, so we need to really, how do I put it, balance the act. I think that's just what it means. We need to balance the act.
Balance the act of finding what is appropriate. For instance, now you've cited a place like Lagos where, you know, there's little or no wind, and cloud cover is very, very rampant around here.
Because humidity is high.
Yes. What about biogas, for instance? That could work.
Yes.
Couldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that could work. And you see, how many people are actually into biogas? You know, you remember the history of the incinerators, you know, garbage dumps that said they want to convert into producing gas, even if it's just for domestic cooking, you know. But the fact that a lot of hype about these projects and they will never get anywhere. So which means there are challenges. I know there's an incinerator, there's a company in Germany that produces quite a lot of power from a similar project. I don't know why it doesn't work here, really. I really don't know, but I can, you know, I agree with you completely that biogas is possible.
From your studies,
yes.
Do you think, no, from your studies, looking at different well, sources we can get power from, do you think this is feasible for the APC government, the promise of getting us power maybe in the first 4 years if we can get 10,000 megawatts?
Yes. You see, I'll tell you something that I think they should do. You know, a lot of countries have survived, not necessarily because they have more natural resources than us, but because there's adequate planning. You see, you want to build 10 kilometers of transmission line. The only thing probably you get locally is the man who digs the ground to put the stem and maybe cement. So it's a lot of drain on your foreign reserve and everything. But if you come up with a plan, like I suggested some 4 or 5 years ago, when well, some government agency wanted to buy 2,000 transformers, I said, look, 2,000 transformers will cost this much. why not get a factory to produce 2,000 transformers in Nigeria? By the time they finish, technology for producing transformers in Nigeria will have been transferred to 3, 4, 5 other companies. But it is easier to award a contract. And that has been our problem. Now, I just didn't want to discuss it here, but I had a list of government transmission contracts and substation contracts that are yet to be finished.
How many are there?
There are so many.
Isn't that the same problem, sorry, with the metering system? For those, we have some firms who are producing prepaid meter in the country. It would seem as if they're not being patronized.
Well, NEC, in fairness, had been trying to ensure that they are patronized. That much I know, because I have the people at the younger, at the lower level, who are really working assiduously to ensure that for you to be given the permit to install meters, you must show evidence that one is a Nigerian company and all that, and the source of the meters are from companies based in Nigeria and producing the meters in Nigeria. I think I know they have been trying so much to do that.
Going back to the consumer part now, why is it so difficult for these discos to meter everybody? Is it such an impossible task?
It is not such an impossible task. But remember that the discos are less than 1 year old. You see, the cities are not well planned. These things are interwoven. The cities are not well planned. You want to build today, you just go to one bush, and once you're able to buy the land, you build. Eventually, another person builds, another person builds, another person builds. Go to where cities are planned. You know, some government agency comes there, plans the city, gives the rules, gives the right of way for for utility supplies, water, electricity, and all that. Yeah. So now, I don't know how many of you know Ibadan very well. You can hardly, get to any address in Ibadan unless you have somebody to help you, because the thing is so much, you know what I mean. So you expect this guy to meter these things where even the streets, you may not even find them where they are labeled. So
but they are very efficient when it comes to revenue generation from those within that same.
They are in quotes, but you see, the fact of the matter is that some people have to pay for some people. That's just what is happening.
That's going to be a reality we have to live with.
Yeah, at least for the next few months. I think that's what is happening. So if they know you have, just like what the medical doctors do, if A comes and he looks at A like you are well dressed now, he'll give you a bill. The other man might come and he looks at this man may not be able to pay. So you have paid what the man should have paid. So he gives him a bill. I think that's what we are really suffering, because some of the estimated bills are ridiculous, and they know that you couldn't have consumed that. So they are reluctant to give you a meter, because they know when they give you a meter, of course you pay for what you consume, and therefore the revenue level will fall, and that will affect the entire system.
But all that has to change.
It has to change in a couple of months, I'm sure.
All right, we'll leave it at that note. Frank Okafor is a professor of Power and Control Engineering, University of Lagos. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much.
All right, then we'll be back in just a moment. Join us again.